Hi, everybody. My name is Akita Akari Aurora, and welcome to Octopus Moon. In this space, we are going to discuss my theme for 2024, which is ownership. I have been typing about it and hashtagging it, but this is my first video actually discussing it. And it is the wheel of 2024 because this year has started for some in January, will start for some in February, and will start for others in April. So, depending on which calendar you use, it might not be your new year just yet, but we are all on the cycle, the wheel, the spiral of 2024. Um, and we have some themes with it. My personal theme is the octopus, and I'll get in, sorry, the spirit animal is the octopus. Say hello to my little friend in the back there. The spirit animal for the theme of ownership is the octopus, and I chose that because of its beautiful eight energy and the intelligence of the octopus. And we'll go into more of the octopus being the spirit animal for this year. I might even discuss that more on walking with spirit as opposed to on this space. All right. So it doesn't matter whether you have started it in January or will start it like the Chinese zodiac starts in February. I think it's February 10th they start theirs, or for some people they start their new year April 1st, right? So and then what I was thinking about today, this is all about ownership and owning it and owning all of our experiences. So what I even thought about today was, for some of us, like my birthday is in August, this is really, I'm 6 years, sorry, 6 months into my new cycle, right? For some people, the new year starts in September. So if September was the beginning of your new year, I think the Ethiopian New Year, right, is September 11th. So for somebody like me, if the my birthday is in August, so really that would have been I'm 6 months into this 12-month wheel that we all are experiencing. So this new year juncture is kind of like a midpoint, So we all have so many different calendars and cycles, and it could even be. I also look at the 13 moon calendar, so that's another calendar that I use, and that starts in July. So it doesn't matter. The whole point is just to own it all. So let's get into some of the themes um, for this year, for this wheel of 2024. We have the rose, which is a beautiful symbol. We have the dragon, which is awesome, huge energy to step into. And I'm giving it the octopus, all right, because of its multi-dimensional um, spirit and all things octopus, its ability to be in the very deep ocean, and to camouflage itself and all of that beauty, right? So let's get into ownership though, because we could always talk about the octopus, and this is the theme for the whole wheel. So we have plenty times to break it on down into different things, as well as why I'm calling this series Octopus Moon, because the beautiful moon has so many different phases. And I think as we go through this 2024 cycle and wheel, that we will definitely experience different phases of ourselves and different phases of this octopus energy. So this will be the octopus moon space for us to just explore ourselves and own it, own all of our experiences. So what is ownership all about? What is this theme all about? Okay, so we are owning it And what are we owning? What is the it? We are owning it all. Let's start with we are owning our intelligence. We have been through so many experiences and so many lessons and just our being, you know what I mean? So we are owning our intelligence. And again, the octopus is a very smart animal, right? Some say it's smarter than humans, right? So we're going to that next level, right? With 2024, we are, and eight, that whole energy of eight is about stepping into the next octave, right? So we're also owning our emotions, right? Owning how we feel about things, especially in this society now, we have a tendency to be afraid to be truthful, be afraid to be afraid. There's a tendency or even a culture, I could say, of being afraid to stand out if your feelings are different, you know? So we are owning our feelings, owning how we feel about things, and being able to communicate that in a truth and honest and with integrity, right? So we're owning our emotions. We are owning our dreams, all of the dreams we have, where we want to go, what type of life we want to experience. We're going to own that, right? We're going to own our beautiful creativity because we are creators and we are all here. I believe that we are all here to create something, whether that is something physical, whether that is like there, whether that is just an experience or an experiences for people, medicine. Um, we're all here to create something, music, right? Um, Words, poetry, a book, a movie, something, art, right? We're in this time now where time is art and artists create, right? So we're using our creativity. That's what we're doing with time. We're creating, right? Time is art. So we're owning that creativity that is within us. We are owning all of our experiences, all of that stuff that got us right here today. We're owning it, right? We're not going to be ashamed about things or, again, playing small, no more. You know, we're going to embrace all of the experiences that we have because all of the experiences that we have were the lessons and the gifts. And like I said, it got us to this moment right now. And we are grateful. We are grateful for all that we are now. So we are owning all that it took to get us right here. All right. We are owning the future that we want to experience, owning the future that we want to see, owning the future self that we want to be, you know? So we are owning all of our visions, right? And our goals. We are owning that. We are owning the past. Because if we don't own it, how can we mine from it and get that wisdom, that treasure, right? Um, yeah, so we're owning all of our past experiences really to get the richness of those experiences. Again, the lessons, right? The alchemy of it, right? The gold, right? And this is about the new age, right? And this new age is also called the golden age, right? So we are owning our past, mining all of that gold. Right? I have a hashtag now that me and my shaman sisters are using, and it's called hashtag quantum gold mines, right? Because we're in this paradigm now where we have to start thinking of ourselves as quantum and thinking with this quantum mindset, with quantum paradigm. And a lot of that is about the gold within you. And again, seeing your wealth, seeing your worthiness. And again, that alchemy of mining your gold, right? And wearing your gold, right? And being your gold, right? So it's all that gold wisdom that we now can really access, right? And use and share with others. So, um, and we're owning now. We're owning the present moment. I think this makes number 8. Yes, we are owning the present moment because in the present moment is where we can pull the past and envision that future, and we create the future in the present moment. We can change the past in this present moment, right? So that's where we do all the alchemy in the present moment. So we're going to own each day, cherish each day, because every day gives us an opportunity to own it, right? And with that owning it, we can do so much more once we own it. All right. So that's what owning it is about. Intelligence, owning our intelligence, our emotions, our dreams, our creativity, our experiences, our past, our future, and our now. This message of ownership has been coming to me for a while. So I've had a chance to play with it and meditate with it and reflect on it. And one day I was looking at the word itself, own. And I said, all right, let me look at the numerology of it because numerology is, I love numerology. I love numbers and I love the symbolism of numbers, right? So I broke down the word own and the numerology comes down to 8. Isn't that perfect? Right? So own carries that 8 energy as well. And as like I said, I was meditating on it and reflecting on it. And if you break down the word own, we can also create 3 other words from that. So now, own, and one. All of those are great energy words, right? WON, NOW, or OWN, right? It's a multi-dimensional word, right? Just like the octopus, right? So we can explore all aspects of owning it all now and winning, right? Looking at yourself that looking at yourself and all of these experiences and saying, you know what? I won because I'm here now, right? So I want you to own all of that, own who you are, own your complete self, and all of the experiences, like I said, that got you right here, right now. All right. So what else are we going to do with this ownership? And like I said, this is the theme of the year. So if you know me, I love to talk. And we're going to be talking about it all year, as well as diving into different aspects of it. And I also have come up with some activities that we can do, some lists and stuff like that we can make that help us to own everything that we are trying to own this year, as well as I've asked my huge circle of shaman sisters and different people from around the world, just strong, passionate women and a few men to join me in this conversation about ownership and what that means to them. So they might also share with you some activities throughout the wheel of 2024 that help all of us to really own it and what ownership embodies for them. This is my version of it, but we're going to tap into some other beautiful minds and see what ownership means for them as well. So, what else? What is ownership, right? Ownership is when we are able to access the full potential of a thing, right? Where we can choose to use the full power of it, or we could decide, I'm only going to use some of this. Basically ownership, when we step into ownership, we see the fullness of the experience. We are able to also take from it, like equity, like when you own a home, you can take from it, right? And put it towards something else, right? So this is the whole beauty of ownership, seeing the whole picture, the full potential, and then deciding, hey, I'm the owner of this. Let me now decide what I need to do with it. What is the best decision for me, right? Or what is the best decision for the community that I'm here to serve? However you want to slice it. So, in ownership, we access the full potential, right? We realize that it is all here now, right? It's where we can choose and respond in power as well as in fullness. It is the embracement of everything. Ownership is the embracement of everything. And it's also why I'm using the word it, because it covers everything, right? So we are owning it all, right? Right. So ownership is the embracement of everything, the entirety of each situation. And really, that's the essence, the entirety of each situation, the good, the bad, the new moon, the quarter moon, and the full moon, right? Ownership, we realize the different phases that we have to go through. And at the end of it, it's the whole thing is ours. So we're owning each situation, right? Um, and I have here it's fullness and the capacity. It's the fullness, it's capacity, and it's options, right? So again, when we think of ownership, we think of fullness, we think of our capacity, and we think of, hey, I got options. I can decide. I have decisions here. I don't have to feel lack, but I can feel full, and I can feel again multidimensional, right? Different layers of this. We can look at it through the different layers and the different experiences and the different gifts that it brought forth from us, right? So its capacity, its fullness. So I also started thinking about a home, right? And really when we decide, hey, I'm gonna own a home, what does that really give us access to? So this whole ownership, when I thought about it originally, it was the theme of ownership usually comes to buying a home or buying a car, right? That's I own it, right? So I thought of it in, like I said, in terms of owning a home and actually being able to derive some equity out of that ownership. And I said, when we own something, we can sell it, we can rent it, we can expand with it, we can keep it, we can cherish it, we can decide to restore it, renovate it, right? We can embrace it, we can love it, we can release it, we can allow it to be or shut it down and say or not to be because we choose, right? We have that choice because we're now owning it, right? So we can choose to be it or not to be it. We can mend, we can melt, we can build, and we can heal. We have all of those options once we decide to own it, once we decide to embrace the entirety of each situation. Okay, so that's what ownership is all about. And we'll just get into a little bit of embodying the octopus, right? And embodying ownership. Because again, that gives us choices. Could you imagine if you had, we have two hands. Could you imagine if you had oh my goodness, how productive would we be, right? So, so we're gonna own who we are. We are gonna own who we are not, right? Sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you gotta say, that is not me, right? And sometimes you have to say, you know what? Yeah, that is me. As well as, guess what? Sometimes that is not me and this is me changes. And that's the beauty of who? The octopus, right? The octopus is about adaptability, changing, ship shifting, being able to camouflage. Actually, that's why I want to stress today because it had that movement in it and that of different things. You know what I mean? So we can decide who we are, or we're going to own who we are. We are going to own who we are not. We are going to own what we like. And we are going to own what we do not like. It's okay to say, guess what? I don't like that. Right? We're also going to own what challenges us because that has always been such a, I actually stopped calling challenges challenges and start calling challenges gifts. But because the challenge alchemizes to the gift if you allow it to, right? So, but we got to own what challenges us. We got to own the things that are difficult for us to be, believe, accept, um, embrace. Because if we can just say, listen, that's a challenge for me, then whomever you're communicating that to, if they're in that space of receival, understands that, hey, this is your challenge. So sometimes, most of the time, it's our responsibility to be able to communicate that not just to other people, but also to ourselves, so that once we accept it, then we can start saying, you know what? I got a challenge with this. So let me let them know about that. Right? Because they got to deal with me. You know what I mean? So we are going to own what we find challenges with, right? We are going to own who we were, and we are going to own who we are becoming or who we seek to become. Because if we don't own it, it's hard for us to really get there. You know, who am I seeking to be now? Who do I want to become? What part of myself do I want to build up more and emerge more and allow more, right? So it's important that we own that when we're ready for that transformation. Um, and we're going to own who we've been because, again, you know, there's wisdom there. There's this golden wisdom that came out of those experiences. There are lessons, you know, and if we don't own it, then why do we go through it? Right? So part of owning our past experiences is really getting that wisdom and saying, yeah, this is why that past experience happened, so that I can now walk with this wisdom and embody this wisdom. And that what I was lacking before, or what I needed to be informed with or be educated by, I now got that. You know what I mean? So we're going to own where we've been and who we've been and where we seek to arrive next. All right. So all of that we get to own in this beautiful 2024 wheel, right? Um, in an essence, or in a nutshell, ownership is about acceptance. Ownership is about accountability. And ownership is about responsibility. All of those things. Accountability, accepting ourselves, and the responsibility to get us to where we want to go next, right? All of that in this 2024 wheel is going to be covered in this whole embodiment of, hey, I'm going to own it this year, right? Own all of it, right? And did I forget anything? No, I think that's it. I have some more stuff to say, but I'll say it next time. Like I said, this is the theme of the entire year. So I just wanted to introduce everybody to this topic that I've been typing about and hashtagging about, and really do a video and introduce you to my octopus, who is going to be with us all year. And please join me for more. And part of owning it is I would love for you guys to like, subscribe, and share this message with all of your friends. I love you and see you next time. Own it.